the sixth period of play, 32-30. The Bay Bombers fighting to get back in this one. Earlier in this period, a big grand slam five-pointer by Bomber men's captain Bill Grohl has got him back in the game. This is as close as they have been since the opening play in the first half. 57, Bob Hine, the coach of the Pioneers, with the Jammers helmet. And that's all for Jerry Moyer.
That was a nice inside block by Hine.
For Larry Stoll, rather, as Bomber Jammer taken out. Bob Hine now taking his time. Bill Grohl will be back there to block for the Bombers. JoJo Stafford trying to work on Grohl. Here comes Hine to the inside. Grohl taken out. Block in there again. Another Bomber put on that rail. Hine still going. Another Bomber taken to the rail. Grohl and Butler form a double block. They're the only two Bombers that have not been passed. A double block back, and Hine put down. That's all. He calls it off.
Well, that was like running into a brick wall with those two guys up there. But I think the damage was already done, yeah. Here's a replay on it. See, JoJo setting these guys up. Hines dumping them. JoJo comes up, puts Moyer into the rail, picks up Stahl up in there. That's three of them right there. Gibson grabs another guy in the pack. That was four. Now here's a double block up here with Cliff and now watch the power they hit him. It just knocked his helmet right off.
All right, now the thing you got to remember there was that Bill Grohl had already been passed.
Yeah, he was passed.
So when I said there were two Bombers that had not been passed yet, I was in error. There were 4 Pioneer points on that play. Bob Hine scoring. So that puts them back out to a comfortable 6-point lead over the Bombers, 36-30.
Well, they're not wasting any time. Once that lead gets narrowed down, they just jump right on back and pick up some more points.
The Bombers are going to have to get something together here. And the crowd's starting to shout and stomp now. They want to see something happen. Joe Perez for the Pioneers, and he's their big gun in the scoring department. Bombers have number 39, Jerry Moyer out, elbow by Perez. Now Moyer, a rookie with the Bombers, coming back to challenge. A block on the inside. And I don't think that veteran Joe Perez expected that out of Jerry Moyer.
No, a lot of times you'll be out there and you figure, well, I got a new kid with me. I don't have to hassle it too much, you know. And these guys are trying to earn themselves a spot on these teams. They're going to try and rack you up.
As Jimmy Durante used to say, I don't get no respect around here.
That's right.
At the rear of the pack now. Jammers trying to score. And Bill Grohl has put Perez down. Now Grohl could be a factor here. There he is, a jump block, a takedown. Look out, can Moyer get up in time? Called off.
He tried.
It was not called off in time. There was 1 point each way.
Yeah, that's the only problem when you have a rookie skater out there. Here's a replay on it now. Billy Grohl's going to come up for an assist, and he just lays the wood to JoJo Stafford. Fine jump block. But Moyer, he'd seen it coming, but he just couldn't react fast enough. You know, you get a guy like Perez out there. Had Perez been on that jam,
he would have been up.
He'd have been up and gone, and or just gotten out of the way. So you're expecting these two guys to hit the deck.
Okay, so it's a 37-31 game. The score advances. The margin the same. Pioneers by 6. We got about 2 minutes left here in the 6th skating period. We might mention that this telecast is produced strictly for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any other use, reproduction, or retransmission of this game without the express written permission of DJL Productions and the International Roller Skating League is strictly prohibited. Oh, with that out of the way, we've got another jam. Charlie Gibson, number 58 for the Pioneers. Bombers, number 32, Chris Rowe. Rowe blocking back, has the lead now. Gibson digs in, a tall, lanky skater. Look, whoa! Gibson down, Rowe gets away from him. Chris Rowe, the track to himself now. Gibson has been taken out of the play. And the Bombers also have a secondary moving. That is Cliff Butler. This could be a big one. Chris Rowe faces a double block at the rear. Bob Hine and JoJo Stafford. Here you see Cliff Butler moving up. In scoring position, the Bombers got two. Butler to lead the way in. A jump block. He's got them both down. Rowe over the top. Rowe calls it off. Whoa, look out. Chris Rowe wisely called that one off as he knew he was losing control. There were 2 Bomber points on the play.
That was a good thing, too, because he didn't know what was going on in behind him. He didn't know if there was another jammer coming out for the Pioneers or what.
Let's watch this again.
Now watch Butler build up a head of steam around the top side of that track, and he just plows in there. Down goes everybody. Rowe went over the top, caught somebody's skate as he came down, if you noticed it.
And there's again the veteran, Chris Rowe. He knew as soon as he went over the top, he was calling it off. He had his hands on his hips before he came down. We've only got about 20 seconds left in this period, so that I think will be the last scoring play of the 6th period. 37-33. 4 point lead for the Pioneers. Bombers are jamming out. This will be a race for Larry Stahl and Joe Perez. 10 seconds on the clock. Blocking back at the rear. Bob Hyde in trouble. Stoll in. He calls it off. There he is. There is one Bay Bomber point, Nick Scopus, as time runs out in the period.
Fine move by the Bomber team.
There was one Bomber point, and I said there was not time. So we've got a timeout at the end of the 6th skating period. The score standing: the Midwest Pioneers 37, the San Francisco Bay Bombers 34. Okay, Ken Kunzelman and Nick Scopus from the San Jose Civic Auditorium. The women on the track for the 7th skating period, their final and regulation time, with the Midwest Pioneers on top of the Bay Bombers 37-34. There are your jammers. Willie Ryan, and on the inside is number 52, Catherine Shaw. And she will give it to the rookie. That is number 55, Connie Lyman. As Shaw, the veteran, will keep the Bomber jammer Ryan back. Joni Weston on defense for the Bombers. Number 38, the Golden Girl, as they call her here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and have for many, many seasons.
I think from the first season. I think they started calling her that in the first season she skated.
Look out. Now Joni Weston has got a little trouble back here at the rear of the pack. Lehman moving up. J.J. Burton trying to assist. Missed block. Weston staying in there. Only 10 seconds left. Lehman on the outside. And Lehman could get a stride here. She is a big girl and hard to stop if she gets an inch on you. Time running out in the jam. Now Lehman to the inside. Weston ready for that one. Whoa. That's what Peanuts Meyer and Joni Weston have worked a couple of times tonight. Time has run out. There is no score on the play.
I'll tell you, she's got a lot of guts out there. She just keeps coming in on Joni and coming in on Joni. A lot of these girls, you know, may tend to back off after Joni racks them around a little bit.
There's Joni Weston up on the rail right now. There was no score on the play. It remains a 37-34 game. Midwest Pioneers. Let's watch this one again.
Here's a replay on it. She's up on top. She tries to duck down and scoot through the inside with J.J. Burton maybe possibly getting in the way of Weston, but I think Weston's been around too long to give away any position on the track unless it's absolutely necessary.
Well, what is sauce for the goose is not necessarily sauce for the gander. The Pioneers thought they'd pull one out of the Bomber playbook there, and Weston was ready, read that one all the way.
Yeah, I guess they have the what to do and what not to do on that play.
Okay, we've got all four jammers out now. Peanuts Meyer, 37. Pam Harrison, 31 for the Bombers. There's little Peanuts. She is the lead jammer. The Pioneers, number 58, their captain, J.J. Burton, out. Also number 50, Joyce Young. Meyer taking off here. Has got herself a bit of a lead. Young in pursuit. Young quite a ways back. Now, Meyer moving on the rear of the pack. Catherine Shaw, 52, on defense for the Pioneers. Elbow on the outside. Now here comes Young up for the Pioneers. Meyer spun to the rail. Bombers have Dolores Tucker, 34, on defense. And a block in there. Look out. Shaw almost opened the door for Young. Tucker set and waiting. Meyer back. Oh, Peanuts Meyer on the inside.
What a fine
Beautiful.
move.
Calls it off. There is one Bomber point. I hope they have this one on a replay. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Super move by Peanuts on Shaw.
Okay,
watch
let's
this
watch.
now, all the way in the back. Shaw's in there trying to assist. She sees Meyer coming in. She's going to back off, trying to throw a block. Now, Meyer just, it's a sidestep, but she's squatted at the same time, which is very, very difficult to do.
Nick, you're an ex-skater. That's got to be awfully hard to pull off without. You start to drive down like that, you go low. How do you keep from hitting the infield?
It's very, that's why I say, and then to squat down at the same time, with all your momentum is pulling, the inertia is pulling you straight to the inside of the track. The feeling is that it's just being sucked into the infield. And she just went down there, scooted around, got up, cut it off like a walk in the park.
It's so easy, right?
Yeah, okay.
37-35. The Bombers again have got within 2 points of the Pioneers. And that's about as close as they have been tonight. The Bombers, as we've said, have not had the lead at all in this game. Pioneers will jammer out on top. Catherine Shaw, 52. Terry and Ebnet for the Bombers on the outside. Now we've got Connie Lyman. Now she's just been out on the infield one play. She's back out as a jammer again.
She's doing a fine job. I think she's doing a great job out there.
And Shaw here keeping both Bombers back. Willie Ryan and Terry and Ebnet. Slowing them both. Joni Weston will be back to handle defense for the Bombers. Here comes a Pioneer jammer, and a Bomber, I believe, has been passed in there. Lyman moving on Weston now. She is by already Shigoya. For one, Tucker
around the outside. Look at it.
It's called off now by Lyman. And there are two Midwest Pioneer points. Rookie Connie Lyman, number 54, scoring.
Yeah,
Helping the pack.
The Pioneers bottled up that pack. Weston was doing naturally, Joni's always doing a fine job of blocking back there. But now look, the pack's bottled up, and she starts to make a run around the outside. If Weston wasn't ready, she'd have got past in there too.
Yeah, she was going for it.
Sure.
We're back to the action now. There's number 52 up on the rail. That was Catherine Shaw. Shaw does a bit of everything for this Midwest Pioneer team. She's a big gal, and as you see her now with a blocker's helmet, would seem to be the most ideal role for her, but they have used her on the jam, and they're not at all afraid to use her with a pivot helmet.
That's right. Catherine's been skating very, very well recently, and she's a fine asset to this team, I'll tell you. And boy, I'll tell you what, she fits in with the rest of them. They look like they're all 6'2".
Yeah. And they have certainly shown it to the Bombers so far tonight. Now the Bombers have it up. Pam Harrison out. Look out. Weston slipping in that turn, but it's going to be Joan Weston. And Nick, this may be what they need. This is the first time tonight that Weston has gone out on the play.
Yeah,
she has got company. Number 54, Connie Haynes, a big girl, out with the Pioneer pivot helmet on.
Yeah, I mean, to tell you how big these girls are, Joni doesn't, tower over them. She doesn't look any bigger than they do.
Weston on the inside with the block, and you saw her try to move Haynes there and almost went to the infield trying to do it. Now they're both moving on the rear. Remember, they are both in scoring position. Pioneers, that's the respect they have for Weston. They got a double block back against her. Haynes takes the lead for the Pioneers. Tucker on defense for the Bombers. Weston being double teamed. There she is. Weston caught in the middle. Hit back. Now Tucker, look, Haynes goes down. I don't think she was by on the inside. Weston, the lead jammer. Tucker trying to assist. Tucker the lead, a whip to Joni Weston. Weston into the double block. She breaks it. Hand over hand along the rail. She decides, now I call it off. And wisely.
Connie Haynes went down on that jam. I think she got hurt. I don't know if they're going to give Weston any points for that. Here's Haynes in there. She got knocked down. Myers picked up the secondary jammer. In the meantime, Weston comes flying through off a whip from Tucker, lost control up on the top side of the track, picked up some points.
I'll tell you, we've got a timeout. Timeout call. There were 4 Bomber points on the play. 39 all, a tie game. Okay, 39-39, a tie game in San Jose between the Bay Bombers and the Midwest Pioneers. The first time tonight that the Bombers have been tied since the opening whistle blew, and it was 0-0.
That's right.
Connie Lehman, again, this rookie for the Pioneers has been on the infield for only 1 jam. She's back out there again, and she has scored before, and she's going to do it again. Oh, look at it. And it's called off.
The Pioneer jammer did not call off the time. 1 point.
She was so interested in scoring a point, she didn't. JJ told her to cut the jam off. She just had her head down, kept on going, and the Bomber jammer that went on through, picked up a point too.
1 point each way on that play, so the score advances. It's still tied now, 40 all.
Yeah, but Bombers all night still haven't been in the lead.
No, that is true, but John Weston, I think, is trying to get something psychologically on the upbeat going out there for those Bomber gals. We're this close. Let's not let it stop.
I think it's going to have to be those 3 ladies right over there, that Weston, Tucker, and Meyer are the ones that are going to have to do it for this team right here.
Back reforming. We might mention that announcers for this game are employed by the International Roller Skating League and are in no way affiliated with the station on which you are watching this telecast. However, if you would like to get in touch with us or with your favorite skater on the Bombers, we will be giving you the Bombers mailing list address following this play. On the jam now, Pioneers both jammers out. Bombers have Willie Ryan out, and Ryan is going to be out number 2 to 1 here. And she was going to call it off. She wanted to see it was not called off, though. And that's a mistake on Willie Ryan's part.
You never hesitate out there. I mean, if you think you should do something, don't even think. Just go ahead and do it. But once you hesitate, you get somebody like Catherine Shaw coming through the inside, it's over.
Okay, here we are. Shaw and Young. Shaw 52, Young 50. Pioneers a double scoring threat. Joni Weston is going to try and handle them both. And now look, I don't believe this. Connie Lehman is going to try and lead in for these Pioneer jammers. Weston not paying any attention to her. Lets her go by. Weston has got to watch Young, has got to watch Shaw. Either one of them could get, if they get something together here, could really put the pressure on Weston. Bombers now, the jammer moving into the picture. Willie Ryan, let's see if she can do it. Gets a lead immediately now. She does what she should have done before, calls it off.
That's right.
There is no score on the play. It remains a 40-40 tie game. So the Bombers Bombers avert would-be disaster here. Let's watch the replay here.
Let's see if we have any of it.
There's Willie Ryan.
Well, there's a replay of Willie Ryan. That'll do.
Okay. Oh, we might mention, if you'd like to get in touch with either yours truly or Nick Scopus, you may send a card or a letter to the Bay Bombers, Post Office Box 7979, San Francisco, California 94120. That is the Bay Bombers, Post Office Box 7979, San Francisco, California 94120. Back reforming now, 1:05 on the clock. This will be the final jam in the final women's period in tonight's game. 40 all a tie, and each team would like to turn it over to the men in the lead. The Bombers go with their best. Carol Peanuts Meyer, number 37. The Pioneers send their pivot out, number 54, Connie Hayes. Meyer with the lead. 40 seconds. Jam and period. 52, Shaw back. Meyer sent over the rail onto the announcer's table. It's Hugh Kendall, doesn't miss a beat. Look out, the pack bunched up. Haynes trying to move to the outside.
Here comes Meyer again.
But Peanuts Meyer could get Meyer coming in. Meyer by Lyman also.
All right.
Hits up skating, Peanuts Meyer. A great second effort. Nobody expected to see her back up there after going over the rail and landing on the officials' table. Let's watch it again.
She got up, crawled back in there. She had hurt her side, I think. She come flying in. Now Lyman seen her coming, try to make a move and get out of there.
That's a heads-up rookie, Connie Lyman, but she couldn't get away from Meyer. There's Peanuts Meyer, Joni Weston up on the rail. Time in the period has run out. At the end of 7 full periods of skating, a first for the Bay Bombers. They lead 44-40. Okay, the men on the track now. This is the 8th, the final period from San Jose, California. The Bay Bombers leading the Midwest Pioneers 44-40. First time in the game the Bombers have held the lead. They've got the jammer leading now. Number 34 is Alvin Mallory. He's got company number 58, Charlie Gibson. Gibson, as I mentioned earlier, a rather unorthodox skating style. He's got Mallory going right now. An elbow lock and Mallory down in the turn. So the Pioneers, in the uncomfortable and unfamiliar position of trailing, set out to do something about it.
First time all night. I mean, it took 7 periods to catch up to that team.
And now they're going to let Alvin Mallory do the blocking on defense. Gibson had a funny look on his face as he went down there. Look out.
Alvin's figuring, well, we got to make up a little bit of this, you know. He's been hitting the deck too much tonight.
Okay, Mallory, another block. Gibson on the outside. There's about 20 seconds left in this jam. Bombers do not have a jammer out. Mallory was the jammer, got eliminated by Gibson. Now Gibson has to face Mallory doing the Bombers' defensive blocking. Bombers in the lead, and they want to stay there. Elbow. Oh, Gibson hit that rail hard with his hip. And Cliff Butler back as time runs out on the jam. A blindside by Mallory. Gibson down, time runs out. There is no score on the play.
That's good play all the way around. The only thing, like I've said on other telecasts, I wouldn't send a jammer back to block. He's been blocking him really hard. He almost flipped him over the top of the rail. Gibson's so big that he'll fly over the top of it. The Cliff set him up, and Mallory came back and put the finishing touch on him.
And there's JoJo Stafford up on the rail, separated from Bomber coach Cliff Butler by referee Jimmy Pierce. Stafford does not like what happened to his jammer, Charlie Gibson.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something about JoJo. He's not a very big man, but he's not afraid of anybody in this league. He never was, and I don't think he ever will be till the day he gets out of it, you know.
You notice Pioneer coach Bob Hine quickly getting in there to slow Stafford down. At this point, he does not want to see a needless penalty.
That's right, especially with Stafford. You need him on the track all the time.
This again, the 8th and final period of action. And this is the first meeting this season between these two teams. And the Midwest Pioneers have been a surprising team all night long.
I don't think the Bombers had a playbook on them. That's probably what's hurt them so far.
It could be. Okay, Bomber Jammers Larry Stoll, he does not have the lead at his number 52, Joe Perez, and he's about the #1 scoring Pioneer skater this season, and a veteran to boot. Larry Stoll.
He's always been in the top 5 in scoring as far as I can remember.
That's right. His old days back in New York.
That's right.
Now, we've got help back here. Cliff Butler in a position where he could assist. Stoll, he does a block. He's got Perez high. Stoll by him. Stoll in scoring position now, moving on Bob Hine. And Butler is all over Joe Perez. Hammer blocks in there by Cliff Butler. Butler has come alive here in the final period. Now Butler taking off, wants to assist. Butler moving up.
He's afraid to leave Perez. Come in.
Look at Hine, puts Stoll down. 10 seconds now, Perez back in the lead. Butler blocking Perez. Time running out. Whoa, Butler throwing it all in there. And time runs out. Time of the jam has run out. There is no score on the play.
What a tough jam that was. And you know, Butler was right. Butler was going to start to make a move and try and get his jammer in there, and then decided against it because Perez started coming again.
Let's watch it again.
See, he gets rid of Perez. He starts to make a move up on top. Although Joey went down again, he sees him coming, and rather than go up there and try and help Chris in, or was that Stahl that was on the jam?
Stoll was the jammer.
Rather than try and help Stahl on the jam, he decided, well, I better stop and keep working on Joe. And look at him, he can't knock him down. And those are hard blocks he's throwing in there.
Oh, you bet.
Jam time finally finished. And
Bob Hine wanted to get back there to assist, but there was no time.
Cliff looked like he was glad it was over.
It remains 44 Bombers, 40 Pioneers, but that is not the way this game has mostly been.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, the Pioneers are going to have to hustle a little bit to get back up in the lead, or to tie it.
They may have lost the momentum here, and it's quite a final period. It may be hard to get it back. Alvin Mallory, Gibson didn't know he was there. Look out, Gibson going back after Mallory. Mallory stays with him. Look out. Mallory, shoulder block, shoulder, elbow. Mallory puts Gibson down, and Gibson unhappy about it. Alvin Mallory.
Gibson, I think, wants to go back and block him. I told him, go ahead. If you want it, go ahead and take it.
That could be a mistake this late in the game, because Gibson is going to be, to say the least, in a highly emotional state at the moment.
Yeah.
And he may not think too clearly.
I think you're right.
Alvin Mallory, one that can score. Pioneers do have a secondary moving way behind us. Jackson, look out, Gibson almost in trouble there. Gibson down, could be. Mallory to the rail. Now the Pioneers have the lead jammer. Jim Jackson has taken over the lead. Jackson is number 55. Now Bill Grohl, Cliff Butler, double block on defense for the Bombers. Jackson waits as he sees Mallory come back up. Mallory ducks Mallory down the track. Time running out. Gibson with a,
What a great second effort by Mallory.
oh, tell me.
Gibson drove him straight down into the track, figured, well, that's it, he's all over with. Mallory got up and took off as hard as he could go.
Let's watch the replay.
Watch this block. Well, Gibson goes down. He's throwing all his weight at him. That's a tough place to block up in the middle of the turn. Mallory's going to start coming now right in around here in that straightaway, next straightaway.
And at this point, Gibson is not watching for him at all.
Yeah,
well, no, he is.
He sees him coming. Now he's just going to try and drive him straight into the track. Watch this. Right here. He went down. He figured, well, that's it. He's down. Now look, watch Mallory start coming. By the time Gibson seen him coming, he couldn't do a darn thing about it.
We're back to the action now. Did you see the smile on Alvin Mallory's face? It is a 45-40 game now. The Bay Bombers lead the Midwest Pioneers by 5. And the Bombers just could have the ball rolling for them now.
It looks like they do, Kenny. I think you're right in what you said earlier. I think the Pioneers probably lost some momentum.
Okay, Joe Perez battling with Chris Rowe for the lead here on this jam. And Rowe goes down. That leaves it all to Joe Perez. And this could be a dangerous play for the Bombers. Perez, their ace jammer. And Bob Hine back there to assist him. Bombers taken to the rail. Perez moving through. He's still going. Blocked to the infield by Billy Grohl. Jam called off now by Perez. Let's see what they say. There are 2 Midwest Pioneer points. Joe Perez scoring. We have got a timeout on the track. The score standing. Bay Bombers 45, Midwest Pioneers 43.
Bay Bombers come home to San Francisco to battle the Southern Jolters in their first city appearance of the 1979 season. Skating for the Southern Jolters will be such veteran skaters as Coach Alfonso Reyes, Downey McPherson, Taft Waters, women's captain Sandy Dunn, Debbie Cho, and Rita Williams. The lineup for your Bay Bombers will include Coach Cliff Butler, men's captain Bill Grohl, women's captain Joan Weston, Carol Peanuts Myers, Judy McGuire, and Dolores Tucker. And fans, a special added attraction for this game only. Flying out from New York will be the one and only Ronnie Robinson to skate on the Jolter team.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Robinson. I'll be skating with the Southern Jolters at Kezar Pavilion on August 25th against the Bay Bombers.
Tickets on sale at Bass Ticket Outlets and at the door, but get your tickets now before it's too late. That's Saturday night, August 25th, 8 p.m. at the Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. The Bay Bombers versus the Southern Jolters with Ronnie Robinson. Be there.
Okay, we're back to the action now. The 8th and final period of play. 45-43. Bay Bombers trying to hang on to a 2-point lead here. Pioneers scored 3. I'd like to correct that. 3 points on the last jam. Now Bob Hine, the Midwest Pioneer coach, out with a jammer's helmet on, and that draws Bill Grohl out for the Bombers with a pivot helmet on. Grohl, all the rights of a jammer here now. Moving on Hine, with Butler, missed block. Hine on the inside, calls it off. Let's see what the officials say about this. We know Hine scored.
They're giving him 4 on that one. I don't know if Billy Grohl ran into the back of the pack or whether he got through.
I don't know. Let's watch the replay.
Here comes the tail end of that. Billy Grohl's coming hard. Hine sidestepped Butler. He shot through. It looked like Hine went on through, picked up the 4 and cut it, and Grohl ran into the back of the pack there.
Okay, in any case, there are 4 Pioneer points, and that puts the Midwest Pioneers back on top. They lead the Bombers now by 2. Pioneers 47, Bombers 45. Incidentally, Nick, a bit late in the game, but we would like to welcome our fans back in the greater New York area and out on Long Island to this telecast.
I know, and I'm from New York, and Tony Roman sitting up here watching the game is from New York. We enjoy that. Hello, folks.
And we're glad to have you with us. 47-45. Bombers trail the Pioneers by 2. Pioneers have the jammer out. We've got less than 4 minutes in the game. That is number 51, Frank Apodaca. Here comes Bill Grohl for the Bombers. Grohl a block, Grohl on the rail. Grohl down, shaken up.
I think he's hurt.
Grohl is hurt out there. Replaced by Alvin Mallory. Pioneers send JoJo Stafford out now. And the officials stop the play, Nick, as Grohl is down in that turn, a dangerous place.
Oh, yeah. That's where all the hitting, when it starts, is just coming down into the turn. And when you hit somebody, they have to go up high. If you give them a halfway decent block, they're going to go up right in that groove where Willie Grohl was lying. And
let's watch it again. Something went wrong because Grohl went...
Well, Billy Grohl went to take him high and give him a shot, and it looked like he lost his footing on his left foot and then tried to keep it. Now, see it?
Yeah.
There he goes. Hey, he may have caught it up in the rail there, too.
He's limping now. 47, and Grohl trying to stay in that lineup because they really need him now.
Boy, Billy Grohl, he looks like he's going to be one big bruise after tonight, you know?
It is. We're coming up on the 3-minute mark, and the Bombers are still trailing by 2 points. 47-45. While we have the moment, we would like to thank a very capable director, the whole crew here, Jim Reisinger and the crew. This telecast is incidentally through the facilities of Gill Cable Sports, and interviews coming up after this game, so stay with us. After this period, we will be back with an interview for you, one way or the t'other.
Or the t'other, yes. And the time's running down on the Bombers. They're going to have to start shaking out that top jammer.
It really is. This is trouble here. 2 Pioneers out. Jim Jackson will give the whip to his pivot skater, JoJo Stafford, and now you've got a real veteran out there in control of the play. The Bombers have number 39, rookie Jerry Moyer out. Bill Grohl will handle Bomber defense, but remember, Grohl, really, you can't consider him 100% out there right now. And now Moyer has been sent over the rail. He's back up on the track now, but Stafford eyeballing things here. He is in the driver's seat. Here comes Moyer up again. And Gibson coming up. Now Gibson will cover Moyer as Stafford moves. Hine is also back to cover. Stafford will move on Bill Grohl at the rear of the pack now. Here goes Stafford. He makes his move. Blocked on the outside by Grohl. Here comes Bob Hine to try and get an assist in. Hine, a blocker, cannot score. Got 10 seconds remaining.